These are all my thoughts and opinions based on public information out there. Please feel free to fact check me. Do your own research. And this is for entertainment purposes only. I really stress this point. Isn't this beautiful? Amazing, huh? Hello, my gorgeous people. I wanted to do this video for many reasons. I really don't care what people say, but since we're engaged and this is like a conversation in this channel, I thought I'd bring it up because I received quite a few emails in regards to me commenting on Meghan Markle's ever-changing appearance. How a woman can do whatever the hell she wants. Absolutely. Absolutely. You can clearly see I don't have Botox or anything. And people who choose to have it or choose to have their surgeries, power to them. However, Meghan Markle has gone very publicly to state that she's very proud of her mixed heritage features and blah, 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 while at the same time having plastic surgery to remove every feature that can define her as being of mixed race. You know, I was reading an article she wrote in 2015 about every time she went for auditions, she wasn't white enough, she wasn't black enough, she wasn't this enough. And she dreaded the terrible question when they asked her, where are you from? Because she knew what they meant. No, it's a normal thing. It's, for example, Kim Kardashian, if they ask her, where are you from? You can see that she has some sort of mix in her face. And it wasn't, and she said, I'm Armenian. You know, so it was never, but because she has that complex about her own heritage, being ashamed of her own heritage. You know, when you have a complex, if somebody says, oh, you know how much you make a year and you're poor, and you go, what, are you accusing me of being poor? No, probably it was a very logical question. Where are you from? You know, like, what is your background? That is a normal thing, you know, when people ask that. And instead of her being proud about it, she was ashamed of it, and she felt she needed to hide because they were accusing her of something. That's her own complex and her own embarrassment of being mixed that was talking. It was no fault on the other person. You know, for example, what's it called? Sophia Loren, when they asked her, where are you from? And she would say, I'm Italian, because she had Italian descent. Like if you saw Jennifer Lopez, you can see, I mean, her last name pretty much gave it away, you know. But they would still ask her, where are you from? You know, and she said, I'm Puerto Rican, I think she is, you know. But there was like, oh, where are you from? It's all in the mind and in your own prejudices. And she's always been embarrassed of being part black, you know. You can tell a lot. You know, one of my girlfriends, she is, her mother is black, Jamaican black. Also another thing, because I really hate to have to answer to people who are being sophist, you know, like sophistry. Because when we talk about race, it's not that I'm being racist. It's just a discussion that people have, grown-up, smart people can have. I'm talking about the fact, my girlfriend, one of my girlfriends, her mom is Jamaican. And a lot of people say, oh, why are you discriminating against African American? You know, not every black person is African American. You can be black and have different heritages from everywhere in the world, you know. But this is the prejudice of people. So anyways, my girlfriend, her mom is Jamaican black and her father was German. He was my godfather. And if you look at her, she's really white, in spite of that her mother is 100% black. And, you know, but, you know, those German genes, you know, they came out. Her kids are mixed. You know, you can see her kids there is mixed, in spite of the fact that my friend skin is white. She has honey color eyes, you know, she has freckles. She has a little bit of curly hair, but not afro. But, you know, this is all natural. But I can tell you that my friend is really proud of her. She actually identifies mostly with black, you know, and the black community really embrace her because they know their mom, and her mom is very popular in their community, you know. And when you hear her talk, I mean, she has, you know, because you can sound black, you can sound white, you can sound Latino, you can sound Asian. That's normal, of course. But with her, it's really funny because she switches, you know. She has this English Jamaican. It's so funny. I love it. I wish I could do it. But anyways, what I'm saying is she's proud. And when they asked her, about her heritage or something, she says, "Oh, I mean, I'm not black. My mom is black," And she doesn't even talk about that. She talks about her mom, and she's very involved in the black community. She doesn't pretend to be black skin, and anybody who sees her would never think she's black. I'm pretty sure people who see Archie, they will never think that he is, oh, look, this dude is black. No, he's ginger, white as they come. His parents are white, So for me, that's the point, that I'm not attacking. And this is another word. Nobody's attacking Meghan Markle. She's been exposed for her lies, for her hypocrisy, for the fraud she's committed against everybody. And I'm so glad her brother is in Big Brother Australia right now. So nobody is attacking Meghan Markle. People are defending themselves against her lies, her fraud, her abuse. I'm still, reeling over the fact that, everybody's congratulating this bully. She's a bully. The staff that lost their jobs, who were bullied and abused by her for months to the point that their mental health was severely affected. And there's no mention of that. So no, whenever I speak about her, it's because she herself is ashamed of where she comes from. I have friends, as you all know, I have Latin background as well. And I learned to speak Spanish in a specific country. So my accent is from that country. When I was in Canada, because I live, I'm Canadian, right? So it's funny that I run into people who spoke Spanish, and some of them I knew from my country, from the other Latin American country that I was from. And I would hear them speak Spanish, and they would have a completely different accent. And I remember I said to one of them, "Why are you speaking like that?" And she goes, "Oh, I've been here for a couple of months and I just forgot my Spanish." And at that time she was like 20. And how can you forget Spanish? Because she was learning English. I mean, I've spoken English all my life, French and Spanish, and I have an accent in all three languages because, when you grow up in a household where you're switching all the time, you never really get rid of any accents, So, but the thing is, and I asked her, why? You don't speak English yet. You've only been here in Canada for 2 months, and you're already speaking Spanish in a different accent. She was pretending to be from Costa Rica or something, and I don't like her. Anyways, and she's embarrassed about it. And you know what? I have friends when I was in Europe and I was in Belgium working, and I have friends from Spain, and they laughed. They loved my Spanish, and I'm very proud of being Canadian. I'm very proud of my other country as well. And they loved it, and they try to learn, because Spanish people have different accents than and different sayings than different slangs, So they loved it, but it's because I've always been proud of that. But Meghan Markle hasn't, even the way she speaks, because she's trying so desperately not to sound black. She overmodulates, and now she doesn't even know what the hell she's British or what. She's not even California anymore. It is such a pretentious fake mix. And that's what I was going about. Now, this people say I'm obsessed. I'm not obsessed. I don't care. The minute their titles are removed, I couldn't care any less. But while they're having and exploiting and abusing those titles, they're still representing us because they're still featured on the website, which is used only by working members of the royal family. Why? And that being featured on that website gives them credibility. Even Princess Eugenie or Princess Beatrice are not featured on that website at all, as many other royal family members are not as well, because they're not working members of the royal family. Now I'm going to talk a little bit about Andrew. I think, as you all know, I have a very low opinion of him and his skanky ex-wife. However, you all saw that there is a lawsuit finally that Virginia Roberts did. I find her appalling. I do think that Prince Andrew is a moron, a wanker, whatever you want to call it. These are all my very thoughts and opinions. However, this woman was a prostitute, in my opinion. She wasn't hungry. She had a job at Mar-a-Lago. She was being well paid for. She was with them for less than 2 years. She was already 17 years of age. And before I move forward with this, so you know, there's only 11 states in the United States that the age of consent is 18. The most common age of consent is 16. In some countries, in some states, it's 17. But only 11 of those states have 18 as the age of consent. Now, Virginia was 17 years of age, going on 18, when she started working at Mar-a-Lago when she met Epstein. Now, she charged $10,000 or got paid $10,000 per customer. Now, she is suing only Prince Andrew. Only Prince Andrew. She's not suing all these powerful men that she was paid to have sex with. Why? I ask you, why? And I'll tell you why. Because Prince Andrew's, they're doing it because of his family. They know that his family don't want to be involved in this. You know that she accused Dershowitz, who's a powerful lawyer in New York, I think. And he went after her. He says, I dare you. I double dare you. When were you ever with me? I double dare you. He called her out. He says, I want to meet you in a court of law. She's not suing him. She's not suing any of the other powerful men. And let's talk about Bill Clinton for a little bit here. Bill Clinton was at least now confirmed. He has lied about how many times he was in Jeffrey Epstein's airplane. He said that it was 4. It was 23 times confirmed alone in his plane, because he went around to Jeffrey Epstein's places in other planes. And his wife as well, with Hillary Clinton. Okay? He was around quite a lot. And yet she's not talking about him. And she saw him quite a lot. And yet mom is the word. To me, Prince Andrew, even though he's an idiot and of the worst order, he's not a pedo. I really do believe because the only thing she can sue him for is if he knew that she was being trafficked, which I don't think he did. I really think he was so arrogant that he thought, if anything, she knew that she was being paid for it. And Jeffrey and her were in on it. He was the idiot who was being ridiculed. There are earlier interviews that for some reason I try to look at them now. They have been deleted from the internet, of her talking in Australia saying how she procured girls for Epstein and she was innocent procuring. Why would you say that it was innocent? She knew what they were up to. She was 17 years of age going on 18. She made a deal with the FBI. She cut a deal. So her victims, the victims that she procured, she's immune from that. Why isn't she being sued? Why is she only suing Prince Andrew? Why? Because he is an easy target. She's not going to go after Bill Clinton, Dershowitz, or really, truly powerful people who are still residing in New York. Prince Andrew doesn't reside in New York. Why doesn't she sue? Why doesn't she sue everybody, before it expires? And so before a lawsuit is actually filed, there's usually conversations behind the scenes to see if they can come to an arrangement. I am pretty sure that Prince Andrew said no, and this is why she went ahead with the lawsuit. Now, they're talking about extradition and blah, blah, blah. You can only extradite somebody, correct me if I'm wrong, for a criminal charge. He's not being charged with anything criminally. This is just a civil lawsuit. He doesn't even need to be present. So, I don't know, this is all PR. This is another thing that people are not reporting. For civil lawsuits, you don't need to be present. Even in divorces, you don't need to be present. You send your lawyers in. So Prince Andrew doesn't need to be in New York. And the only thing that she has to do is prove that he knew. But he didn't, because he didn't even pay her. It was Jeffrey Epstein. So this is, to me, is a stupid thing to put pressure. I really hope the royal family doesn't give in into this, because they're just being made the patsies of this. Bill Gates, why do you think Bill Gates came out of the work trying to damage control things? Because he was deeply involved. Why do you think his wife is divorcing him? Because there's a lot of things that are ongoing that we don't know about. And Bill Gates is involved, in my humble opinion. Bill Clinton, and don't forget that Bill Clinton was president when he was friends with this guy. This is why nobody knows how he got that sweet deal in Florida. Nobody knows. So, yeah, so this is my take on that. I think Virginia Roberts is a disgraceful person who is getting more money because she got a lot more money. I think she's been allowing herself to be used And if she were really talking about denouncing everybody whom she was trafficked in the good nature of bringing everybody down, who participated in her trafficking, why only Prince Andrew? Why? I leave these questions to you. These are only my thoughts and opinions. She was paid. I'll leave this with you. She charged $10,000 a night. She traveled all over the world. She was there for less than a year and a half, and when she wanted to leave, she left. And she procured victims for which she got immunity. I feel sorry for her victims. And she was not a naive person. She was not starving. She was living very comfortably with her father. And she had a very nice job. She was getting very good tips. And she has admitted in interviews that, she just liked the money, that, she could get in a week procuring girls for Epstein what she got, in like 2 months' work. So let's put things into perspective. To me, she would have had more credibility if she had sued everybody, not only Prince Andrew. But these are only my thoughts and opinions. What do you guys think? Please leave your comments.